Brahmanda Purana, Part 5, Lalita Mahatmya, Chapter 32. Manifestation of the guardian deities of the seven chambers of Tripura in Srinagara. The footnote says, though the present chapter proposes to enumerate the guards of seven chambers, actually only two, Mahakala in Mahakala Chakra, verse number 7 to 41, the protector of the first garden, and the chakra of Vasanta, v 44 to 60, are described fully. Thus, every season, Grishma, summer, Varsha, rainy season, etc., have their chakras and the duty of protecting the gardens or parks in the remaining enclosure. Verse number 58 to 66. Thus, Mahakala plus 6 seasons, 7 guards are appointed to these 7 enclosures. Agastya said, there are deities guarding the 7 enclosures, beginning with that made of iron. O wise one, mention their names so that my doubts can be cleared. Hayagriva said, Mahakala, the devourer of the worlds, having a dark-colored body, stays, O pot-born sage, in the great garden of many trees. He wears a dark-colored jacket. His eyes are red on account of intoxication. He continuously drinks the tonic beverage called the universe, with which the cup of cosmic egg is filled. Sealed in his throne of the nature Kalpantakalana, comprehending the end of Kalpa, he looks at Mahakali, whose complexion is as dark as the cloud and who has become tender-hearted due to the action of the god of love. He constantly meditates on Lalita. He is even eager to worship Lalita. Through devotion to Lalita, he enhances his longevity. He is served by the servants, the most important among them being Kala and Mrityu. The footnote says, the concept of time has two aspects in this Purana. 1. As the destroyer of everything, and 2. The calculator or enumerator. The so-called Kala Chakra represents this complex concept. The tantric outline of the chakra with Mahakala as the center and the figures of a triangle and a pentagon and lotuses with 16 and 8 petals appears mystical, but the contents are descriptive of the concept of Kala. Thus, the 3 sandhyas, twilights, are the Shaktis in the triangle. Parts of the day from dawn to noon are the Shaktis in the pentagon. Days and nights and the special days such as the full moon and the new moon days are the Shaktis in 16 petals, while units of time such as Kala, Kashta, etc. are the 16 Shaktis in the petals, while names of years in Vedas are the 8 petals of another lotus. Kala or Mahakala, as the presiding deity of this chakra, occupies the central position and is depicted as deterrent, black-colored, inebriated and boisterous, with a suitably terrific spouse Mahakali. Mahakali and Mahakala carry out the orders of goddess Lalita. They stay in the first path enclosure. They seize and impel the entire universe. Kala Chakra. The Kala Chakra circle of Mahakala of Matanga forms his seat. It has four avaranas, outer coverings, and is rendered beautiful with the bindu or point at the center. The four avaranas are 1. Triangle, 2. Pentagon, 3. Lotus of 16 petals, 4. Lotus of 8 petals or spokes radii. Mahakala is in the center. In the vertices of the triangle, three great deities, the Shaktis of Mahakala, viz. Mahakali, Mahasandhya, great dusk, and Mahanisha, great night, are stationed. The footnote says Mahakalya means great dawn. There itself, in the vertices of the pentagon, are stationed the five Shaktis, viz. Pratyusha, dawn, Pitriprashu, twilight, when Pitras are abroad, Prana, forenoon, Aparanna, afternoon, Madhyana, noon. Then, O sage, listen to the Shaktis stationed in the lotus of 16 petals. They are the various parts of time, such as Dina or day, Nisha or night, Tamishra, dark night, Jyotsni, moonlight night, Pakshini, Pradosha, Nishitha, Prahara, Purnima, Raka, Anumati, Amavasya, Sinivali, Kuhu, Bhadra, the 16 Uparaga. These are remembered as the 16 Shaktis stationed in the 16 petals. The units of time such as Kala, Kashtha, Nimesha, Lava, Kshana, Truti, Muhurta, Kutapa, Hora, Shukla Paksha, Krishna Paksha, Ayana, Vishuva, the 13th, Sambatsara, Parivatsara, and Idavatsara. These are remembered as the Shaktis stationed in the lotus of 16 petals. Years forming a yuga in Vedic works such as Idvatsara, Induvatsara, or Udvatsara, Avatsara, and Tithi, Vara, Nakshatra, Yoga, and Karana. These Shaktis are stationed in the lotus with 8 petals. Kali, Kalpa, Kali, Kalpa, Kalana, and Kali. These four are the doorkeepers of the shining Kala Chakra. All these deities of Mahakala are the wives of Kala. Due to intoxication, they have laughing faces. They hold goblets of red luster filled with liquor. They are dark complexioned. They are always absorbed in worshipping, eulogizing, meditating upon, and repeating the names of Lalita. They serve Mahakala seated in Kala Chakrasana. Then, O pot-born sage, the god of Kalpakavati in Vasanta, the spring season, Vasanta of great splendor, the favorite servant of Lalita. He is seated on a flowery throne. He is reddened due to intoxication by the liquor extracted from the honey of flowers. Flowers are his weapons and ornaments. He appears splendid with a flowery umbrella. Madhushri and Madhavashri, these two deities, are the wives of that shining Lord Vasanta. The footnote says the season spring consists of 2 months Madhu, Chaitra, and Madhava, Vaishakha. Naturally, Madhushri, the beauty of Chaitra, and Madhavashri, the beauty of Vaishakha, are his wives. Both of them are inebriated through the spirituous liquor extracted from flowers. They are ardently desirous of the god of love having flowers for his arrows. The defender of Santana Vatika is Grishmartu, the Grishmarutu, the summer season of fiery eyes. He is the servant of Lalita, continuously carrying out her commands. Shukrashri and Shuchishri are remembered as his two wives. Hari Chandanavati, O sage, is occupied by Varsharitu, the rainy season. That Varsharitu has great splendor. Lightning streaks are his tawny eyes. He is highly resonant with thunderbolt as his boisterous laughter. He has haughty clouds for his vehicle. He is covered with clouds like coats of mail. He holds a jewel set bow. He is absorbed in worshipping, eulogizing, meditating upon and repeating the names of Lalita. He is, O conqueror of Vindhya, one who gives great delight to all the three worlds. His Shaktis are said to be 12. His Nabhashri, Navashyashri, Swarasa, Swara or Sasya Malini, Amba, Dula, Nirali or Sarasa, Abhrayani, Megha Yantrika, Vashayanti, Chivunika, name of a star in Kritika, and Varidhara. They shower rain. They have eyes reddened due to inebriation. The footnote says the season summer, Grishma, consists of 2 months, Shukra or Jyeshta, and Shuchi or Ashada. Hence his two wives are Shukrashri and Shuchishri, the beauties of these 2 months. In the list of Shaktis of the rainy season, Varsha Ritu, the first two are the names of the month Nabhas, Shravana, and Navasya, Bhadrapada, which constitute the rainy season. Others are the deified natural phenomena in the rainy season. Along with those Shaktis, Varsharitu, the rainy season, always worships Lalita, the supreme goddess, with clusters of flowers raised by himself. He repeats her names. He adorns the countries of the devotees of Lalita by means of his wealth. He always torments the land of her enemies by means of drought. Such is the rainy season, the servant of the goddess. Sharadritu, the autumn, stays permanently in the grove of Mandara trees and protects that chamber. He is splendidly glorious. He delights the mind of the world. Ishashri and Urjashri are the beloved ones of that season. The footnote says months Isha, Ashwina, and Urja, Kartika, cover the season called autumn. Hence, they are treated as his wives. They gather water and with cluster of flowers raised by himself. He worships the empress, the consort of Sri Kameshwara. Hemanta Ritu, season of early winter of great splendor, has his physical body as cool as snow, cool on account of snow. His face is always delightful. He is the favorite servant of Lalita. By means of clusters of flowers raised by himself, he worships the supreme goddess Parameshwari. He defends the park of Parijata. He subdues even fire. Shahasri and Shahashyasri are his two excellent consorts. The footnote says Sahas, Marga Shirsha, and Sahasya, Pausha, are the months which constitute the season Hemanta. Hence, these months are given feminine forms and are said to be his spouses. The god of the grove of Kadamba trees is Shishira Ritu, the season of winter of cool creatures, of cool features. O excellent sage, born of pot. Therefore, the entire surface of the land of that chamber is rendered cool by him. Therefore, Shyama, the deity residing there, is also of cool nature and features. His two excellent consorts are Tapashri and Tapashyasri. The footnote says the months Tapas, Magha Magha, and Tapasya, Phalguna, form the season called Shishira, and hence they are treated as the wives of the season Shishira. Along with them, he worships Lalita, the mother who sanctifies the universe. Agastya said, O Gandharva Vadana Hayagriva, O glorious one, among the 7 chambers and parks consisting of different kinds of trees, Mahakala, the guardian of the first park, has been heard by me. His chakra, will, or group has been glorified by you as having 4 outer coverings. It is also heard from you that the guardianship of the Kalpaka and other parks belonged to the 6 seasons, but the deities of the chakra are not heard in respect of the seasons. Hence, recount in the proper order of the protecting deities, Avarana deities of the outer coverings of the chakra of Vasanta and others, since, O Holy Lord, you are omniscient and great. Hayagriva said, Listen, O excellent sage, to the enumeration of deities stationed in different chakras, mystical circles. Kala Chakra has been mentioned before. Vasanta Chakra, the mystical circle of spring season, is being described. It has 7 outer coverings, viz. Triangle, pentagon, lotus with 8 petals, lotus with 16 petals or spokes, lotus with 10 petals, the same, and a square. In the center of all, the deity of the spring season of great brilliance is stationed in the bindu or point of the chakra. Both the consorts Madhushri and Madhavashri are seated on his lap. Basanta Ritu has 4 hands. With 2 of his hands he holds fast their breasts of his consorts. One of the breasts of one with one hand, and one of the breasts of the other with the other hand. With the other pair of his hands he holds the goblet of wine rendered fragrant with flowers and a piece of meat. The mental representation of the personal figure of all the ritus seasons should be carried out in this manner, O suppressor of Vindhya. In the course of mental representation of Varsha Ritu, rainy season, it should be known that the first two Shaktis, viz. Navashri and Navashyashri, are seated on his lap and the other 10 are close to him. Now listen to the enumeration of deities stationed in the circle of Vasanta. There are altogether 60 of them. 30 are tithis pertaining to Madhushri and 30 tithis pertaining to Madhavashri. The deities of Madhushri are Madhu Shukla Prathamika, Madhu Shukla Dvitiya, Madhu Shukla Tritiya, Madhu Shukla Chaturthika, Madhu Shukla Panchami, Madhu Shukla Shashthika, Madhu Shukla Saptami, Madhu Shukla Ashtami, Madhu Shukla Navami, Madhu Shukla Dashami, Madhu Shukla Aikadasi, Madhu Shukla Ikadasi, Madhu Shukla Dwadasi, Madhu Shukla Trayodasi, Madhu Shukla Chaturdasi, Madhu Shukla Purnamasi, Madhu Krishna Prathama, Madhu Krishna Dvitiya, Madhu Krishna Tritiya, Madhu Krishna Chaturthi, Madhu Krishna Panchami, Madhu Krishna Shashthi, Madhu Krishna Saptami, Madhu Krishna Ashtami, Madhu Krishna Navami, Madhu Krishna Dashami. O suppressor of the Vindhya, Madhu Krishna Ikadasi, Madhu Krishna Dwadasi, Madhu Krishna Trayodasi, Madhu Krishna Chaturdasi and Madhvama Vashya. These are to be known as the Shaktis of Madhushri. In this manner, there are 30 other Shaktis stationed above Madhavashri, beginning with Shukla Pratipat, that is Madhava Shukla Prathama, etc. These two together, numbering 60, are well known as Vasanta Shaktis. And the footnote says Vasanta Chakra, verse 49 to 60, is said to have 60 deities abiding in it, but the deities are different tithis of the bright half and of the dark half, both Chaitra and Vaishakha, which constitute the season Vasanta Chakra. Similar chakra for the remaining seasons, ritus, each having 60 deities, 15 tithis of bright half plus 15 tithis of the dark half per month. A season consists of 2 months, hence 30 tithis per month multiplied by 2 months, constituting the season of 60 Shaktis. The seats of 60 deities in the 7 outer coverings, Avarana, of Vasanta Chakra Raja should be worshipped. The seats of 60 deities in the 7 outer coverings, Avarana, of Vasanta Chakra Raja should be worshipped in the chakra in accordance with the injunctions with their respective mantras. There are 60 deities stationed in those 60 bhumis or seats. They are to be worshipped separately with their respective mantras by the sadhakas, aspirants of spiritual enlightenment. Such is the Vasanta Chakra. The same is the case in the other trees. But the deities are different according to the difference of Shukrashri, Shuchishri, etc. Thus, there are gloriously splendid 60 Shaktis in the Grisma Chakra. In the same manner, understand the different Shaktis belonging to Nabha and Nabhasya in the circles Varsha, Varshat Chakra, etc. The footnote says the reading Chatrishu is wrong. 28.176 reads Chartusu, Cha Ritusu, and in other seasons. There are 60 Shaktis in each of the chakras. Afraid of making the description voluminous, I am refraining from enumerating them. These are the Shaktis pertaining to the ritus or seasons. They bestow happiness on the devotees of Lalita. They are absorbed in worshipping, eulogizing, meditating upon and repeating the names of Lalita. They move about in the chakras of Kalpa, Vatika, etc. They are lazy and gracefully slow due to inebriation. They propitiate the great goddess Lalita through the honey produced in their own respective flowers. All of them together number 360. In the same manner, there are deities, the guardians in the 7 enclosures. They are being recounted to you by mentioning the names also, since you have asked. I shall take up the case of other enclosures also to complete the description. Listen attentively. I shall give details and names of Shaktis also.